Okay, so I tried to make this video yesterday, but I had like hella backstory and it was like kind of annoying. So I decided to like just restart and just like kind of go on a timeline. When I first moved to New Orleans, I moved into this place and I really didn't like it because I just didn't feel like it was like the aesthetic I was going for. Not to mention, I literally called the home cock block because I just felt like I couldn't bring nobody over my house to fuck because my house looked so like bad to me. And like that was me. You know, that was like very much like a privileged thing to say because like to be real, like it was in my price range. I could not afford to live somewhere else at the time. So I was just like, you know, like damn, you know, like I can afford to live here, true, but I don't want to live here. So instead of me just shitting on it, I decided to just start looking for a place, and I ended up meeting someone through my roommates who was like this white person who really wanted to offer a space for someone to live because we were having like interpersonal conflicts in the house. Not really myself and other people, but like two other people in the house. Actually, that's not true. There was a white person in my house who was causing hella microaggressions for the POC in the house. So we were all getting in this like situation where we were like, okay, like we really need to kick this like white person out of our house, and we were trying to go about it in a very strategic way because like we didn't want to like just place anybody, but at the same time we really didn't feel like we were responsible for finding this person a new home. So we gave them like a week to like get their shit together. And you know, during this whole process I felt like really jaded about it, and I really just didn't want to be involved with it. And you know, that was, you know, white privilege again, like for that person, like me feeling like, oh no, like everybody's like ganging up on this one white person, like I really don't want to be a part of it because I didn't want to be seen as an aggressor, and I didn't want to be seen as like that kind of black person. And I realized that like looking back, like that was really despicable, and like I apologize to all of my ex-roommates because I really was like not involved in that situation as I should have been, because I was living in the house. But at that point in time I was like too busy trying to like move in with this other person who invited me to live with them. So I move into this white person's house and I find out like a lot of things like after moving in, like, and I think I moved in like 2 weeks ago. And so I find out that like the rooms that I'm trying to live in, because it's like a 2-room shotgun on the first floor and then it's like 2 bedrooms on the second floor. So like I would have like this 2-room like kind of situation for myself on the first floor. But the people that were living here were on vacation. So I didn't sleep in their room at all. I slept on the couch for like 3 days, and then they came back from vacation. And I could tell like something wasn't right. They were feeling some type of way. But the thing is, they told they told the white person that invited me to live here that they were going to pay the rent, and that they had paid the rent. And then they found out that they did not pay the rent. And they told everybody that they paid the rent. They told everybody that they were coming back. They told everybody that they wanted to stay for the rest of the month. And it turned out that they really didn't want to stay for the rest of the month. They actually packed up their shit like last week and let me have the room, which is really awesome. But, you know, coming up to that point, I found out that the person that invited me into this house actually broke into this room for a friend of theirs, like to move in. And I felt like that was really fucked up because like this is where I'm about to be living, and like motherfuckers is breaking into doors. And like when I asked my roommate like why they did that, they were like, oh well, like one of my friends needed a place to stay and we didn't have any room. So like that room was available and I knew they were moving out. I was just like making a plan based on what had happened. And I mean, on one hand it's like, yeah, like I get it, like they didn't pay rent, they're not coming, you feel like they're not coming back, even though like they're probably coming back to get some of their shit. But most of their shit was gone. I totally get that headspace where you're like, all right, these motherfuckers is dipping out. One of my peoples needs a place. But at the same time, it's like if the door is locked, it's like, are we really gonna like break someone's like privacy and like their trust with like doing those things? So when that happened, I was just feeling some type of way. But I wanted to like forge ahead and like have conversations about like the intentions of the space and like what we're gonna do to live here peacefully. And my roommate actually brought up this idea that you know, we run a hostel out of here. And I mean, like at first I was like, okay, that sounds cool. I was like entertaining it, but I never was like, yeah, that sounds like a good thing that I want to do. And literally like the next day, you know, Babs like, and literally like the next day my roommate brings this person onto our porch and comes into the house all hurriedly and is like, hi, like I have a friend that like wants to stay, they need to stay, they said they were gonna pay me $5 a day and da da da. And I'm like, okay, well they're already on the porch, so like I can't really say no because I'll feel like a cunt, even though, like, I really didn't care about feeling like a cunt. I was like, all right, that's fine, you know, like, I mean, like, I realized that, like, it's just me and my roommate at this point, and they're trying to, like, fill up rooms or whatever, but, like, I really wasn't comfortable, so I was cooperating. And so this person, like, comes into our house, and I immediately get really shitty vibes, and they're, like, instantly objectifying me, instantly, like, calling me Missy and shit, and, like, just making me, like, really uncomfortable in my house. And so I, you know, told my roommate, like, point blank, you know, because, like, my roommate is a trans person. And so this person, like, misgendered my roommate in front of me, and I was just like, whoa, like, how the fuck do you invite someone into this house who doesn't even use, like, your pronouns? Like, that's insane to me. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, if you're, like, doing your thing and, like, you're inviting people to your, like safe space, I suppose, like, I don't know why you would do that, but I digress. They brought this person into the house after they brought in this person who was pregnant, and I was kind of upset because I asked if one of my friends could stay, my friend Cody, and, like, there was, like, all this pushback about Cody staying, but as soon as, like, his friend, as soon as my roommate's friend needed a place to stay, my roommate was, like, you know, all about, like, getting them to stay, like, to the point where, like, I really didn't have a say. Like, they had already invited them here. They told me as a formality. And so I was like, damn, like, what the fuck, you know? So now, like, let's fast forward to, like, the past, like, 3 days. On Friday, I had my cell phone brought back to me by my friend Pearl. She had my phone for a minute, and, like, I don't know if y'all know this, but, like, a bitch didn't have a phone for a long time. So I, like, finally have a phone, right? I plug it in, charge it up, put it on the kitchen table, and go about my business. When I go to find that shit, because I'm going to, like, go to the country club to go swimming, I cannot find my phone. And I'm bugging because it's like I really go to my room and the kitchen. That's it. I don't really go nowhere else. So I'm bugging hard because I'm like, wow, like, someone just hit me up in my own fucking house. And so I'm chalking it up to, like, the person that my roommate brought from off the street. And, like, here's my whole theory here. I feel like my roommate has been trying to hustle me for a minute. Only because, like, when we first moved in together, when the old roommates who were living here, like, took the bills out of their name, I said straight up that I wanted to put one of the bills in my name and that my roommate could put a bill in her name. But then when everything came down to it, I wake up and the bitch done went down to the fucking city and then put both bills in her name, talking about solidarity. I'm like, that's not really solidarity, is it? That's you using your privilege against me to go down there and, like, put 2 bills in your fucking name. You know what I mean? Like, that's really not fair. And so, like, I didn't think of it as a power play at the time, but the more I think about it, like, every time I want something, like, which is, like, has been, like, one time when I was like, can Cody live here? It's, like, an issue. But every time my roommate wants to do something, they just fucking do it. And they said to me before, it's better to ask forgiveness than to ask permission. And I was like, I don't think so. Because I feel like that's, like, some anti-consent shit, and I'm all about consent. I'm all about someone asking me before they do some shit that might be fucked up to me. But again, you know, like, so anyways, my phone goes missing, right? I'm crying about it, but then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just go swimming, get drunk, I'm gonna relax, I'm gonna live my life. And don't get me wrong, that fucked me up. It didn't feel good to do that, to be like, I'm gonna just move on, but it's like, I can't really be sitting here, like, bugging about a phone that's gone. So the next day, I come home, I can't find my computer, and I'm bugging hard, because, like, my computer is, like, the thing that, like, I would be, like, the most upset about if it was stolen. And I'm like, I mean, after my phone was stolen, I immediately, like, put the tracker on my computer, because I was like, fuck it, if niggas want to steal my fucking phone, that's my own fault for not having the tracker on the phone, because it wastes battery. Like, that's the only part about it. It wastes battery to have location services on, but true story, like, bitch, turn it on, you know what I mean? If you have an iPhone, turn it on, because you never know. But I'm like, I'm mad that I didn't do that, but for my computer, different story, bitch, I put on that tracker. And so I'm like trying to find it. I'm on to find my iPhone and shit, and I'm with my friend Sophie in my house, and, like, I'm freaking out. And, like, that is just not a good look. Like, I'm all about thief culture when it comes to, like, you know, dumpstering for food. You know, if you're starving, like, I'm down with, like, stealing from a corporation, stealing from, like, a store or whatever. But I really do pick and choose between, like, who I'm stealing from, and I truly don't steal that often. Not saying that that makes me any better or worse than anyone else. I'm just saying, like, it's something that's very risky, and I really don't like to participate in risky behavior. However, the people that live in my house right now are, like, really about risky behavior. And when I say risky behavior, I mean people who smoke weed, I don't feel like that's risky behavior. People who smoke heroin, I feel like that's risky behavior. People who do crack, I feel like that's risky behavior. Because those things spiral into stealing. Those things spiral into, like, really negative, like, violent attacks on people. And I know that because, like, I have, like, addiction in my family. And, like, it really, like, fucks me up to see people, like, so addicted that they really just do things that are, like, so fucking insane and fucked up. But, like, I can't be caught up on, like, a sensationalized, like, idea of, like, what this person's going through. Because I have to, like, really make moves for myself. Because I'm really, like, in a place right now where I'm not happy. And so, but as I was saying, like, the roommate I had in the beginning is on some white savior bullshit. And when I say that, I mean they're a white person who has learned about anti-racism, has learned about anti-capitalism, has learned about a lot of things, a lot of radical ideas, but fails to fucking understand that, like, there's only a limit to how much you really can give if you're working in a fucking community-based space, which we are. So if me and my roommate are, like, bringing in all the food, paying for all the bills, and shit like that, how the fuck do we look inviting people into this house that can't contribute at least half of what we're doing? You know what I mean? Like, and that's what's happening. They invited that person, Theo, into the house who stole my phone and never even gave my roommate any $5 a day bullshit that they were talking about. So I was like, son, I was like, $5 a day? That ain't fucking cutting it. I don't think $5 a day is, like, the price range that we want to be in. And no shade, but I don't really trust your judgment anymore. And I blacked out on them. I was like, I don't trust your judgment. Please don't bring nobody else into this house. And I was going in. But at the same time, the pregnant person that's in my house right now, I got beef with this bitch too. Because this bitch wore my fucking sandals, broke them, and then when I was like, okay, you gotta pay me $30, she tells me the next day, I'm gonna have $30 for you, right? So then I'm at my house with my friend Sophie, and I think my computer's missing, but it really wasn't missing. It was just in the bathroom. I actually hid it from myself so well that, like, it was just a good hiding place, I guess, but not anymore because niggas know about it. But at the day that I thought my computer was stolen, I left my purse because, like, me and Sophie drove over when my bike was at Sophie's house because we went out to lunch. So I leave my purse on the table, right? I go to Sophie's house. She drives me to her house, not even 15 minutes away. I was gone for maybe 10 minutes. I come back into the house, my purse, $20, and the other $4 is gone. What kind of shit is that? You feel me? And it's like, yo, like, I'm like such my mother's child because I'm sitting here like, y'all not gonna make me feel like I'm going crazy. Y'all not gonna make me feel like I'm losing my fucking mind right now. Because, like, it's just like the time frame was really fucked up. Like, I took that money out and, like, put it in my purse, put my purse on the table, now it's gone. And only 2 motherfuckers was in the house. So it's one of those situations where it's like, okay, we got thievery going on. And I don't fuck with that. And the pregnant person in my house, I seen they're like really involved in a lot of risky behavior. So, like, I'm at the point where it's like they need to leave. And also they said some racist shit. And also they were bragging about their white privilege in front of me. Like, they were talking about how this white pregnant bitch, like, dead ass, stole a car, was driving in it with her black fiance, and because this nigga was on probation, this bitch didn't have to go to jail. This nigga went to jail instead. Now police put him in jail. Even though she said she was the one who committed the crime, they still put him in jail. And I'm just like, okay, bitch, what do you want me to say to that? That is fucking disgusting. You know what I mean? So it's like, I was disgusted with that. Plus, also, she be saying the word nigga, and she be trying to act like it's because she's from the hood, and that's, like, culturally acceptable for her, but it's not. So, sorry, you know what I mean? Like, that's what kills me. I was like, white people always want to go in about saying nigga. Like, oh, can I say nigga? Or do you get mad if people say nigga? It's like, why do you want to say the word nigga, though? You feel me? Why do you want to say the word nigga? Don't ask me why I want to say the word nigga. Why the fuck do you want to say the word nigga? You'd be surprised. White people will be like, it's just a cool word. You feel me? It's like, get out of here. You know what I mean? But, like, it's man, white privilege. delicious tasting probably. But I just can't deal. So like what I'm trying to do, my strategy right now, like after I bitched about all this shit, because shit was real, you feel me? Oh, and then yesterday, like I said, bitch owes me $30, right? Go and tell me she's gonna give it back to me like 2 days ago. Never get the money. Then yesterday morning, she's gonna come in my room when I'm masturbating out of nowhere, talking about, can I get 50 to 75 cents? But bitch, you owe me $30. You owe me fucking $30. Like, where the fuck am I getting 75 cents for you, bitch, if you already owe me $30? I'm not into owing somebody some odd number of money, $30, 30, 75. Bitch, what is that? No. You run me my 30, please. And so, like, today is the day. Like, it's Monday, bitch. I'll let you have your whole weekend and shit doing your thing. I need my money today because a bitch needs to buy some groceries, a bitch needs to buy some fucking weed. It needs to happen for me. So I really just don't have time for this shit, but I really am appalled as fuck. Like, cause like I said, like my roommate, really like wants to help mad people, and I feel like on some white savior shit they conned me into moving in with them because they don't want to have like a cohesive community in the house, which I do. I mean, like the house I left, like they're called the Quilombo house now, and like they totally like revamped their shit, and their house is like the bomb. And I really truly feel like it was like once that white person left that house who was causing hella microaggressions, they were able to like have a space that was like super APOC friendly and just like super fucking amazing. Like they really just do so many cool things now that that white person is no longer there, and it's just like, wow, like that's really awesome. And it's not like they couldn't have done like the similar things when that white person was there, but it's about inclusion, you know what I mean? It's like if APOC are having a gathering, there's gonna be hella APOC around. So like it's kind of hard to like have hella APOC around when you have like hella fucking white people around, because unfortunately white people like be saying crazy shit. In almost every fucking instance, white people be saying crazy shit. So, be real. Oh no. It's getting harder and harder. But anyways, as I was trying to say, strategy. I'm going to have to talk to my roommate about supporting me kicking out this pregnant person. And for all y'all who are like, oh, this pregnant person is not, that's like really not my issue. You know what I mean? Like someone being pregnant is not my issue. Someone being pregnant and stealing money from me, because no shade, I think it was them. Because like they're involved in some really risky things, and like I don't want to go into it, but like they're involved in a lot of things that like, and I'm not trying to say that like this person, like I'm not trying to say that this white pregnant person has not been oppressed. You know, I can tell from like the culture they come from, like they probably have dealt with like, you know, being poor, like, you know, like I have, and like how like I'm still dealing with being poor in them too. But the thing is, like my poverty is like manifesting in a different way because like of like things that I'm like doing because I want to at least like attempt to fucking like make it, you know? Whereas like we're doing two different things for money, and like I'm not talking about sex work, so please don't think I'm trying to shame this person. I'm not trying to shame this person at all, but I'm just saying like the things that they're doing in my house is not cool to me, and that's all it is. You know, my comfort is paramount in this house, and it's not about some I was here first, but I think that as someone that's here, and it's not, and also it's not even about being a rent payer. It's not even about that, because like we have free rent for 3 months. But I guess like I'm getting kind of like all over the place. But like what I'm trying to do is I need APOC people in my life. I need trans APOC people in my life. I need queer APOC people in my life. I need y'all. So I want to like kick out these two like racist ass, oppressive ass people out of my house, and I want to rent out the rooms, and I'm gonna do like a room tour of like both spaces so that we can like figure out what's up. But I mean, some perks, like we have central air. We don't have rent for 3 months because someone bought the building. So like if you're down to like come to New Orleans for the summer, dude, come do it. You know, if you're really like down to like making a space work. And like I mean, like there are 2 rooms. I feel like if like you'd be down with like sharing a room with someone, the utility bills would be like a lot cheaper. But again, if you're all about having your own room, then like that's cool. But like one room is like I share a room with someone with a door. I don't really right now. It's like both the rooms are mine, but I'd be willing to like let a person move into the front room. The only thing is like I would walk through your room to use the bathroom, go to the kitchen and stuff, and people would walk through your room to get to my room. That's the only issue about it. But we could also put up sheets or something so that like no one ever sees you in your room. Like they just have to walk on the outside. If that works for you. But there's also a room upstairs that's like no one walks through it. It's just upstairs, and it's like right under the roof, and it's pretty big. It's a really nice room. There's a person living in it, but not really. Like, they're moving out at the end of the month, but they're in Arkansas, so when they come back, it's just to get their shit. So I'm really just trying to plan everything out. As far as like the bills included in living here, I want to get Wi-Fi at some point, just because like we have Wi-Fi right now, but I don't know how long that's going to be for. Then again, it could be for a minute, because like I said, since we don't have rent, my neighbors don't have rent, they just have to pay their utilities bill, and I feel like they're gonna pay their utilities bill and their Wi-Fi bill, hopefully, because that'd be awesome. But if they don't, I would be so down to getting Wi-Fi here, you know, for the next 3 months at least. And I feel like the bills could come out to per person if there's only like 4 people here. I think like, I don't know, probably like less than like $100, honestly. But I think like for in the beginning, since like it's gonna be kind of like high, because like you have to have like that deposit kind of thing going on, where like you pay them like up front like $150, and then the bills go down, which kind of sucks, because we just totally put like the shit in like this white person's name who like needs to leave. So that's fine, but it's like I'm down to like, you know, change the shit over. But anyways, I really am interested in like living with like some brown people who like need a place, you know, like if you can hustle and get you like a fucking $80 a month, you know what I mean? That's awesome, you know what I mean? There's like a lot of places to hustle out here. There's a lot of places to work out here. Like if you want to do some bullshit, like just like fucking like make fucking daiquiris for people, like you could do that. But I mean, I think like I know enough people to where like I could probably like hook you up. But I mean, you gotta want to be here, and you gotta want to have like an intentional space, you know, like we're constantly like we're currently like trying to like do like these like cards about rape culture. Like we're trying to like put out there a message about like anti-rape culture, anti-capitalism. Like we're doing like a lot of shit. So if you want to be down, like let me know. Like please email me. My email is going to be in the description bar below. Please let me know what you're thinking about. Please let me know if you have any advice for me. If you like want to say something, like feel free. But like I'd appreciate it if like no one tried to shame me for like where I'm living, because like I don't really understand how this is my fault at all. Because like when I moved here, it was literally like I was starting over from scratch, and then a bunch of things started happening because my roommate is just like so guilty for being white. They want to like help everybody that they can, when in reality it's like at some point it's like, nah, like you doing too much, you making it unsafe for me, putting me in like really compromising situations, and it's like really scary, to be honest. But like it's something that I'm gonna like try to do. Like I really need to like take control of this space and like find people that want to like take control of it with me. Like not like I don't want to be in charge of living here. I want to just fucking get people here that want to like work with me and want to work with this space and want to live here too. It's a huge house, and like it's really nice. It's like, I mean, it's just like it's a nice place, dude. So like just let me know like if you're interested, I guess. Thank you for watching this video, and take care.